Hello and welcome to my video going over my plan and my build for the Demonic Pacts League in Old School RuneScape. This is not going to be some fully min-max guide. This is not going to be the most efficient route, the highest point route. It's just going to be a route that I think will give me a lot of fun and probably other players who have the similar mindset where they don't want to min-max everything, but they want to play quite a lot, but they also want some AFK activities during the day. So if that's you, let's follow along and see what my choices are. If there are choices you disagree with or you think there are things I have missed, I would love to hear about that in the comment section down below so that we both can improve each other's routes as well. So let's go into it. First, let's go into the areas. I am planning on playing a melee halberd blind bag build. That means I pretty much have to choose Mauritania because I want to have the noxious halberd. So that is going to be one of my unlocks. I'm not sure which order I will unlock this in. We'll have to see when the task list is out so that I know which tasks or areas will give me the easiest task for the most points, because that's all that really matters, is unlocking the most amount of points early so that it snowballs your whole game forward. Another area I have been thinking about going is to Ronwin, which will give me the Crystal Blessing, let me have the Crystal Armor. I want to learn the Corrupted Gauntlet, so that is quite interesting to me as well. However, I'm not so sure. The only area I know I want to go is Mauritania. So to Ronwin, if I don't see anything better come out the last couple of days, then I'll probably stay to Ronwin, but we'll have to wait and see. The last region I'm thinking about doing is Oscarnia. That will give me access to the God Wars dungeons, which will have a lot of different two-handed weapons. So with the current setup, our blind bag could consist of sights, it could consist of Darok's axes and full Daroks if we want to try out that version of the build, since you can have 4 different types of Darok's axes in your bag. And then we also have options of going all the different god swords. So we have plenty of two-handed options to have fun and play around with this build setup. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure on my regions. If I see any other video from a creator come out, then I will change my mind on the regions, and then we'll take a look at those instead. So, but when it comes to my relics, which is going to be the main point in this video, I'm probably not switching. I think I'm pretty set in stone and happy with the choices I have made. So for tier 1, there are really 2 good relics here. There's the Endless Harvest, and then there's an Abundance. I don't want to play Barbarian Gathering. That does not seem interesting to me at all. Now, I am someone who's going to be AFKing quite a bit because I will do stuff in my real life. I will walk my dog. I will also be playing World of Warcraft on the side to do my weeklies there. So for me, Endless Harvest is the choice. 30 minutes of AFK just fits perfectly with my playstyle. But a lot of people will be picking Abundance. There is also an option which you will see later on in the video where you can run both. And I think a lot of people will run both. So that is also an option you can think of. If you are running both, you probably pick Abundance here and then you choose Endless Harvest later when you can go for both. But you will see what I mean when I get to that part of the video. The next one is Hotfoot, Friendly Forager, or Woodsman. For me here, I hate agility. I don't want to train more agility than I have to. So for me, it is simply Hotfoot. I know a lot of people are going to pick Woodsman. I am definitely going Hotfoot because I just don't want to do agility. And I will pick a relic later on, which will synergize really well with the agility XP from Hotfoot. On tier 3, this is an interesting one. Here you have a lot of teleport options, and it's hard to say which will be the best one in the end. I don't think many people will go for bank heists that are going like making YouTube videos and stuff. There might be a lot of casuals doing it, but I think most YouTubers will go for either Map of Alacrity or Evil Eye. Map of Alacrity lets you teleport to all the different agility shortcuts, and there is a lot of them. It also says you'll be sent to less favorable side. That's not necessarily true. On some shortcuts, both sides might be good, so you might disagree with Jagex on what is the most favorable side in that circumstance. I know from the past, whenever we have had some weird teleport options, like when we got the first time we got the option to teleport to 2 leprechauns and stuff, it was insane. You don't think of how many methods and opportunities it does unlock. So I will be picking Map of Alacrity. I also think there might be some busted training methods that you have to have Map of Alacrity to do that people haven't figured out yet because there's so many weird teleport options with this one. So I will be picking Map of Alacrity. However, you want a really relaxed PVM experience, then Evil Eye makes a lot of sense. On tier 4, I think there's only really two. I would never go conniving clues here, especially as it has been said that there will be less clue tasks than before. Um, but for me, it is Butler's Bell or Transmutation. The interesting thing here is that, as I said before, you will get an option to choose 2 relics in a tier if you want to later on. This is where I will most likely use that opportunity. I am probably going to start Transmutation. Transmutation seems insane. It unlocks so many different things you can do. So much from, and if we can take a look at it, we can just see if we can find it here. I think it would be on this page, and then it would be on this. There's so much. You can get whatever dragon hide you want. You can get runes, which means even though I'm a melee build, I can transform them to higher tier runes and then sell the runes or do anything I want with the runes. You will be able to transfer down to get pure essence or rune essence. It will fix prayer for you with bones, which is somewhere on this page. You can make bad bones into insane bones. This, just scrolling through this page, has endless opportunities. There are so many skills you can fix with this relic, so I will be picking this relic. Butler's Bell is also really interesting. Let me open up my notes here and take a look, because I did write some notes from a different video I watched. It will give up to 1 million XP per day, which is just a lot of XP and a lot of points. So, and it is completely like you don't even have to be online, you don't have to do anything, you just have to select what you want the XP in. And it's potentially a really good way to fix Herblore. So I am most likely starting, or I will start Transmutation, and then I am most likely using the option to get 2 relics from this tier and going Butler's Bell. However, that might change. I might go for something else with that. We'll have to see, but probably going both of these. On tier 5, I was originally going Soul Harvest, but that was when I was thinking of Butler's Bell. Now that I am pretty convinced I will go Transmutation, I don't need Soul Harvest, I think. I think I will be getting enough Pure Essence. I think I will be getting enough Prayer with just transmuting items. I hope so at least, and from random PVM drops, we'll have to see. Either way, if I don't get enough Pure Essence, that's fine. I don't want to do runecrafting anyway. I want to do the minimum amount of runecrafting, unless I decide that I'm going to go for tons of points this league, which might happen, because I usually do get addicted to the leagues. So I am probably going Larcenist here, or I am going Larcenist here. Especially if I am going to run one, because Larcenist has a broken interaction with Tyrannuan, where you can thieve elves, which gives you tons of pickpocketing XP and money, and it gives you crystal seeds, which you can make crystal armor from, which will give you tons of smithing and crafting XP. So I will be going Larcenist unless Tyrannuan changes. If Tyrannuan changes, this relic might change as well. Tier 6. The plan for me here is Culling Spree. It is the only way to make Slayer nice. Also, the fact that you have Slayer Helmet bonuses all the time, you will be getting one boss task each time you choose a new Slayer task. It's just a really good relic for anything Slayer, and as we know, RuneScape is revolved around Slayer. So I like that. Now, if my build is going to struggle with Stain, this one does make sense. I would never go Grimoire. I think Grimoire is a big bait. Well, I don't know if it's a big bait. I've heard people say they like it, so I guess it is a big bait. For me, it just seems really bad. So it's one of these two. For me, it's going to be Culling Spree. Hopefully, I can fix food in another way. And here is the interesting one, where you get to tier 7. You can choose Flow State or Reloaded. Flow state seems pretty nice. The problem for me with flow state is that it comes really late at tier 7. It would be very, very interesting if it was earlier. However, I'm just going to be picking reloaded. That is what I've talked about multiple times this video. I'm going to be reloading into most likely Butler, as we went over, um, or maybe a different relic. But yeah, we're going to reload into something. That is the plan. And then for tier 8, you have some interesting PVM options here. All of these just give you combat power, so it doesn't really matter. Like, there's no build really where you have to go one of these. You can pick anything you want here. This is the slot where it's most up to preference. And for me, it's going to be minion. First of all, auto looting is insane in any game if you've played with it. It just feels so good. You get so much more stuff than what you were planning on originally, because you might think that it's hard to come by this resource in the game, but that's because a monster dropped them unnoted, so you never looted them. But when this loots all of it for you and notes it, you're just gonna have so much, right? So I'm picking Minion. It's also a really high DPS option compared to the other ones. Executioner, you can get a lot of kills. You can, if you are doing something where points is important, and this will most likely deal damage, which will give you points, so that will count towards your contribution. However, if other people have Executioner as well, it obviously becomes really bad, because anyone who doesn't get the Execute is wasting the Executioner. Flask of Fervor is really nice for the immunity. However, I don't like having to click stuff every minute or every 3 minutes, but it does reduce the cooldown, so it's about 1 minute, I think you can get it down to. I hate these things. I hate having to refresh my thralls in the main game. That is also a reason why I like minions, because it lasts up to 30 minutes. So it's perfect for my relaxed brain off playstyle. So that is the relics I'm choosing. I would love to hear what your build plan is and what relics you will be choosing in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you will pay attention to my story throughout this league, as I most likely will be posting YouTube videos about it. If you are interested in that, do hit the subscribe to my channel. It is completely free to do, and you will be notified when I upload my next videos.